Hey, this is Steven from Legit Tech Tutorials and the Green Engineers, and welcome to another video about the water jet project. So let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, so last one we did the four-way cross. If you don't remember, so this is what our four-way cross looks like. We have 1.5D depth for 9/16 tapped holes. Everything looks good. So here's outlet, inlet. What is this one? The pressure gauge. So that looks good. Cool. So let's go ahead and save that. Everything looks good there. Now what we need. All right. Let's see. Let's look what's next. Okay, so we got this. Oh, and then we need the ones that go into the pump output port, and then so basically we need to design the attachments. So we need to design the attachment here and then design the attachment here. So 7/8 18 for a cutting head, and pump output port is M14 by 1.5. So basically what we need to do is we need to design the collar, and we need to design the collar that goes in here, right? So the 1.5 by 4, sorry, M14 by 1.5 millimeters, and 7/8 by 18. So 7/8 by 18 is up here. So we do that here, and then we have 9/16 everything else over here, and then we have something on the bottom. Now we might need to figure something out. We might need to look at something for that pressure gauge, and see what the kind of standard is for that, and we could just make that down there at the bottom. 14 by 1.5 manifolds. And then we need to make this elbow. So that might be something that we'll make right now. Elbow 9/16. Okay, so, and again, we only want to do, if we can, so here we have 3. That will minimize the number of taps these guys have to buy. The machine shop that's going to do these. Okay, so let's do this, and let's do a simple elbow with the, what was it, 8.5? What did I do for the depth? I think I did 8.5 here, not that one, this one. Yeah, 0.85. 9/16, this one. 9/16 what? Not that one. This one. 9/16 18. Okay. So now here's the deal, is that we need a swivel to go from that basically so we need some sort of swivel here that goes into the cutting head, and some sort of adapter here. So what I'm thinking, or maybe if we could do some sort of swivel here, if that's possible. Because basically this orientation needs to be this way, where this 90-degree elbow goes perfectly out of this way. So we need some way to getting this thing perfect right in the center here. Let's see. I could take a little bit more of a look there, and we finish one side at a time. Okay, so let's look at the. Let's go ahead and do the basically the head. So this is going to be like the collar, let's say. So this is going to be 0.25. So 1/4 inch pipe. Sorry, 1/4 inch. So now 1/4 inch is the OD. So that means that it's probably. Let me see. Because I think it's 1/4 inch pipe tubing. So what that means. So they cut into it? They have to cut into it. So this is going to be the point where I'm not going to be able to know what exactly this is going to be until I get the part, basically. So okay, so here's the adapter. I see. So they're basically putting like a swivel in between. Which, I mean, is not a bad idea. So that's another thing, is instead of a pipe, I could have a little nipple thing that comes off of it, off of that 45, and then put the collar on, and then do basically the same thing. That is a good idea. So that's pretty much how I'm going to do this. Is machine here a little nipple piece, put the same collar, or left-hand thread collar on it, and use that same deal with the fitting and put it over the top. And that will do the same exact swivel fitting as well. And pretty much I don't have to make an adapter because it's all part of the 90-degree elbow. It's just going to pop out a little bit. If I break it, then I have to replace the whole elbow, right? But it's going to be stainless steel, so not really that big of an issue. And then that way this could be one piece and I don't have to make a whole nother piece. So now I've basically eliminated this adapter now. So basically the only thing I need to do is I need to have them make another collar and that. But I'll show you right now. Collar is pretty simple. So pretty much like this, and then down, down this way, right? So let's say minus 1 inch, and then it's got a thread on the interior. Tap, sorry, not hole, create thread on the interior, model. Like that, basically. But this needs to be left hand, right hand, left hand thread. Okay, so there's the left hand thread. Now that's going to be difficult. That means that their spindle has to be able to do counterclockwise rotation. So hopefully they can do that. So we'll see when they do that. If they're going to do that, or they could do it by hand. If they have a machine to do it by hand, that's fine. I don't care. But yeah, so here's an idea. Let me see. So pretty much it has to be bigger than the 9/16. Sorry. We have to leave some meat for the 9/16, right? So obviously this is not threaded on the outside, but 9/16 18. So this we're going to call the collar. And then here we're going to call this one this one's basically fitting, 9/16 fitting. So here we have the opening for the collar. Opening for the collar is 1 inch, let's say. And then and this is 1 inch, and then this is whatever you need to get this is the 9/16. That's inside, yeah, so you can't do 1 inch. 1 inch is too big. Yeah, 1 inch is way too big. This collar is small. This collar is like ½ an inch or something. Even less than ½ an inch. This has got to be like 1, 3, 2, 5, 3/8, like that. Kind of like that, but now it looks weird as far as how long it is. It only needs to be probably ½ an inch. Well, you're saying 1.5 thread depth, 1/4 inch thick, so that is 1.5. What is that? 325 3/8. There you go. And that's a collar. So basically what happens, and then this guy is longer than that plus 1/8 of an inch. So let's say like 1/4 of an inch. So it's going to be, let's say 0.5. Right? So let's say that this is 0.5. Minus 0.5. Then we have this, and then we have, you know, like we're gonna have like a 0.3 inch hole on it. Or whatever. And then this we're gonna do like polygon, and I believe they're flat to flat. Well, if you're gonna do a closed end wrench, it's flat to flat. So open end, I meant, not closed end. So it's, I believe it's flat to flat. So here it looks like 0.75 divided by 2. That looks to be okay. So 3/4, and let's pop that up. Let's pop that up like ½ an inch, or basically the thickness of the wrench of that size, which I think is like, I think 1/4 inch is fine. So that is our, this is our fitting. So this is 9/16 fitting. 9 divided by 16 fitting. And we need to create threads on it. So here 9/16, 18, and right hand model it. Boom. Okay, then there you go. So now the collar fits in there. So let's look at the 9/16. Let's do assembly so you guys can see 9/16 fitting with collar assembly. So gonna drop the fitting in there. Drop the collar in there. So basically what happens is, because basically I might need something where this inside hole, this is a little smaller or something, because, well, it really depends on what the actual OD of the tubing is, you know, with the thread and stuff. But basically what happens is it comes up here and it bottoms out on this shoulder. I want to revolve. Rigid. Alright, so now when we go inspect, section analysis, delete those two. not delete them, but hide them. So basically what it does, is it goes in here, and I don't want to show joints. It goes in here and it bottoms out on this shoulder. So now what happens is this guy is free to spin on the inside. It's just hitting on the shoulder, right? And then maybe make this contact area pretty small. Obviously it just needs to be like from here to here would be better. So maybe go back here and make this guy a little bit smaller. This one here, 0.275. There we go. Cool. So now the hosing goes in here. You screw this thing on. Obviously you put this thing on first. You screw this thing on the end of the hose. You give it some room and you push it in. But this looks way too deep. It's not this guy's only sticking out a little bit. But again, remember this fitting has got to be at least as deep as these other things are. Right? At least as deep as this is. At least for that size. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be that. Oh, did I make that? I made it that way, right? 0.85, right? Minus 0.85. Yeah, so now that's gonna be big guy. Now, if we're looking at this, what we could do is we could use all this thread, and then, I mean, this guy could be bigger. It doesn't have to be that small. It looks like, as far as what I have from the supplier here, is that it looks like it's threaded pretty. Oh, it's only threaded a short distance up. Interesting. So let's do one more. Let's call it the hose mock-up. So .25. Actually, let's just say something like that. And let's stop it, create, revolve, boom, axis, boom. Okay, new body, go to the top, project, offset. Let's say like that. And punch it down through. So let's say it's hose. Hose mockup. Okay, Oh, and then let's hide that sketch, or actually we could just delete it. Okay, where are we at? Only 20 minutes. Okay. So now we have the, oh, not that one. Not that one, come on. The red. Okay. So let's say like that. I mean, I don't know exactly which thread it is yet, but we'll find out. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop the hose in there. Ooh, hose is the wrong way. Okay, that's okay. Hose is that way. Let's drop the analysis. And let's do that. And pop back up the analysis. And let's do that. So yeah, basically like that, right? But obviously this guy has got to be sticking out. Because once it gets to the bottom, this guy basically needs to engage. So pretty much what I'm thinking is that it's going to have to be... So point, what is this one? Collar. .325. So let's extrude. Oh, that's cool. Bam. Okay. Now So now it pretty much has to go next to all the way down for that to engage. Pretty nice. Okay, so that's pretty much how it goes. So you put this collar over the top. Sorry, you put this fitting over the top. Then you put the collar. Then you screw the collar on left-hand thread. Ooh, speaking of which. Collar, I did left-hand thread, right? Left hand, and then also the hose has got to be left hand. Hose, left hand. And basically the reason for that is that when you turn this guy to the right, it doesn't unscrew this thing. It actually tightens it slightly, and it'll actually shove this thing in at the same speed, depending on you could probably give it some slack where you bottom the hose out first. So that's the idea, is you're going to bottom the hose out and then you're going to turn this thing in until it hits, and then it should push it in, because there's going to be no normal force, which is the force from this thing contacting and pushing up against this to create friction, until this bottoms out. But yeah, this looks good. Okay, so you get the idea. So now we have the gland, we have the collar, we have everything that we need there. Now what we need to do, oh, here it's saying 1/8 of an inch. So I'm pretty close. So now you get kind of the idea. Yep, and that's the idea there. So now this will work on all of these high pressure parts here. And again, the hosing, it's just regular stainless steel, thick jacket, whatever, hosing. So probably pretty decently easy to bend to make this pressure manifold. So I bend it, collar, put the collar over it, or bend it, tap it. I could probably just hand tap it. Put the collar on, and then shove it in here, and then so I could probably make this tubing, have them make the block, and make these collars. So we need 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need five of this and 5 of this. That's what we need. Oh, but to do the machined part of this, that's probably a little bit more difficult to do that. But then again, when you tap it, I think when you tap it, it might have a 60-degree angle start. But I can put it on a lathe and do that 60-degree first before I bend it, so it's not really that big of an issue. Okay, so, and then, you know, drill the same hole or whatever in it first before I bend it. Oh, but then I gotta drill it all the way through. Oh, I could buy tube. I'll just buy tube. I don't have to drill the hole all the way through. Just buy tube and then knock this 60 into it. Okay. So we got the collar. We got that. We got that. This is good. I like it. Okay. So now we need to do. We have this. We have that. We have that. We have that. We have another one. So we need a M14 by 1.5. So we need to do that collar as well. And so we need to do this one plus a different collar on the inside. So let's call this one, rename collar 9/16. Then we're going to go here, we're going to duplicate, copy, water jet cutter, copy, collar, rename M14. Oops. M14. Okay. Double click. Alright, so should be, I'm gonna have to look at all the information I sent him because pretty much he's got all the information. Oh, I think I have. Do I have the pump side modeled? Oh, here we go. I do have the pump side modeled. Okay. Okay. So basically, the collar has got to be this deep 0.60. Okay. So, oh, not the collar, but this other piece. And M14, so this guy basically has to be M14, 14 millimeters. And same hose goes in there, so that's pretty much it. Oh, but not M14 here, this has got to be smaller. So let's say this is like 10 millimeters or so. And let's just do this fitting, and then we'll call that good for today. Rename. This is M14 fitting. M14 fitting. Boom, 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 boom. So same. This is different though. This is different. This is 14 millimeters. Actually, this collar, why am I going to make a separate collar? I'll just make the same size collar. just finish this, save it. Okay, I'm 14. Bam. And just leave the collar the same. Not have this collar here. Delete that. Delete the M14 collar. Bam. Okay, so now we have the M15 fitting. Oh, and it's 0.6 deep. So no point in going better than that. Mine's 0.6 deep. And then I'm gonna have to adjust this depth. .6 minus 0.325, and there you go. Alright, and that's pretty much it. So now we have, for both the pump sides, now pretty much we have two different pieces of these, because it's got to have a different thing on the outside, but the tubing is going to be pretty much the same all the way around. So I just use that tubing and build this thing, so, and then just have them do a different outside on this and a different bore. So that should be relatively easy there. Alright, so next time we'll do some mock-ups and take a look at that. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Steven from Legit Tech Tutorials and the Green Engineers. I'll see you guys next one. Take it easy. Peace.